Okay, now that we switched out to the safety and diamond, I'm going to add a little bit more depth under these wings here so I can roll this press just a little bit more. I want to be able to get just a little bit more definition. And plus that, you'll see these lines right here where it's kind of ragged where that other bit went up against it. I want to clean that out. I want to keep this flat along these edges of these wings. So what we'll do is we'll get that started. We'll just clean that up. I'm not going real deep, but deep enough to give me a little bit more structure to it so I can roll that over. You can see right there I just cleaned it up right along the edge, flattened it out a little bit. So now I can probably use this diamond here itself to clean this off, round it a little bit more. Be careful you don't dig the tip in because you'll make a mark, something like that. You don't want to do that by digging it in. So we'll use this to smooth it out a little bit. Right up, almost right up against the center line. If you do cut out your center line, just go back and redraw it in again. You want to keep, this helps you keep the bird symmetrical. Now, even though everything's are not all symmetrical in real life, you do want to try to keep it as close as possible, so it doesn't look like it's off center or whatever. There we go, got that pretty much rounded over. Still looks a little flat. If you look at it, it still looks a little flat right in here. But as we do the head, as we start working on the head more, we can take some of this out in here. And I'm not going all the way up into here. I'm just kind of coming up into here, staying away from this edge of the bill so that I don't want to take too much out. Then I can't put the bill back on again if I take too much of it off. As you can see, pretty much got this rounded. It looks pretty good. As you can see right there, this is pretty much rounded right up to the center line. You catch it. Now it's rolled out. I got a little spot right here that I need to clean up. Right in here, and as you can see what the top of it looks like, it looks a little bit more rounded under there. See how this side looks a whole lot different than this side, so I'm going to cut some more in this one. Needs a little bit more cutting here. Cut some more right through here. Keep that flat. Just check the other side, make sure I've got them both pretty much the same, and I do. Get that edge off right there, make it look round better. Okay. Now that I've got that cut, now I can go in here and start cleaning that up. Take it right up to that center line. Still got a high spot right here. If you look at it, look at the bird, it still looks like it's got a little bit of a spot right here that needs to come out around that head. So we'll start working that part off right up into here. Still rolling that belly around like that, right up close to it. It's getting rounder and rounder. Now let's start rounding this up here around the neck and the head. Let's see how that looks. Looks a little bit better. Just kind of smooth this off right here just a little bit. As you can see that this needs to, if you look straight down on this, you can see that it flares out just this way a little bit. So I need to take some of that, as part of this rounding the breast off, I need to pull this straight up and down a little bit more, get rid of this flare out this way, so it needs to come in this way. Another way you can do is look down on the bird this way, and you look and see if you've got it really rounded right. I'll hold it like that. You can see that it's pretty rounded. You don't want one side slope more than the other. You want this whole thing to round over this way. So it's pretty much where it needs to be. And then we can start working on other aspects of the head here. Just do a little bit more refinement right here. Let me pull out some more of this around the head and the cheek. And it will be, we can start concentrating on more of the head. And how that head gets shaped. Now, if you look at this head, where we've got it right here, this looks kind of like this is all going to be reshaped, because like I said, this is part of the bottom of the bill, and of course top of the bill, and we're going to take some of that out and slope the bird's head a little bit better. If you'll notice right in here, we've got to pull this up a little bit higher, because I didn't get up all the way close to the line. You see the head needs to be straight up and down, like so. Another thing you can always do is what I do sometimes, is I'll actually take the bird over and just run this around the edge like this to make sure that I've got it flat, which it is. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out this notch right here where this bird, you see where the beak is, right here. You can see where the head rolls up. This beak needs to be flat all the way back to the base of the head. And we have to take out these high spots, start defining the head. So if you see this spot right here, we're going to take that out. And I'm not going to use high speed to do that, because it's a small area and you can get away from it. So I'm basically just going to use a knife to cut that little spot out right there and shift that bill back to the base of the head. So what I'll do is I take a knife, a good sharp carving knife will work, and as you can see right here, in this area across the bill, this is like a little triangle right here. And that has to come out. This is the flat part of the bill, and it needs to come all the way back. This right here, let me show you with the pencil here. This right here is where the base of the bill goes into the head, that dark line, right there. And if you look at here on this line, you can see this little triangle right here has to come out. So we'll take that out. I just make a straight cut down on top of it, just like so, to the bill. And I just cut straight back with the bill. So as you can see, now I have that part defined on the head. The bill right here, the bill is, that notch is taken out, the bill is flat all the way back to the back of the head. So now we have to take care of this part and this part. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this same diamond and I'm going to take these high spots off and start shaping the head and getting it rounder and down to the bill. So we'll get that taken care of. This high spot here comes off first. As you can see, it's going to come off. Taking it right down to that notch, cleaning that notch out on that bill, right down to it. Like so. See there? Just like that. I want to be sure I keep this center line of the actual part of my head that's running this way. So I don't want to take that out if possible. If I do, I'll have to draw it back in again. As you see, I'm taking that all the way down. I cleaned that notch up all the way down to the bill, like that. Now, I'm going to come over to this side and lower this side. You'll see the head starts to take a flat look to it. It's not high here anymore, and it's not real high here. You turn it around in the back side and look at the back side, and you can see that this is still a little high right here. So we just take a little bit of it off. And if you look at it, you still see this high spot right in here. So we've got to take that off. So you always want to look at the bird front and back of the head, so that you don't have the bird look like it's slanted, one high side and the low side. So you want to keep it level. As you can see now that is the way it's supposed to look. So now what I've got to do is I've got to start taking this head around some more. You can see it's still got, if you look at it right here, you can still see that it's high right here. This is still slanted, so I've still got to take a lot of this off right in this head right here. So I'm going to pull all that down. Got that straightened out. Now what we're going to do later is we're going to come back and start trying to shape around this bill. So we'll do that in just a little bit.